Namaste, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. My name is JVN Manisha Singh. Today I am teaching you provision for dairy industry in India. Subject name is dairy plant management and food. Discipline is food and biotechnology. Now let's start the topic. First of all, introduction. To meet a country's sanitary and phytosanitary requirements, food must comply with the laws and regulations to gain market access. These laws ensure the safety and suitability of food for consumers. In some countries, also govern food quality and composition standards. The requirement of food regulation may be based on several factors, such as whether a country adopts international norms developed by the Codex Alimentarius Commission of the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations and the WHO, World Health Organization, good agricultural practices and manufacturing practices, or a country may also have its own suite of food regulations. It has been established under Food Safety and Standards Act 2006, which consolidates various acts and orders that have handled food-related issues in various ministries and departments. FSSAI has been created for laying down science-based standards for article of food and to regulate their manufacture, storage, distribution, sale and import to ensure availability of safe and wholesome food for human consumption. The Indian Parliament has passed the Food Safety and Standards Act 2006 that overrides all the other food-related laws. It was followed by Food Safety and Standards Rules 2011 and Food Safety and Standards Regulations 2011. It will specifically repeal 8 laws. First one is the Vegetable Oil Products Order 1947, the Prevention of Food Adulteration Act 1954, the Fruit Products Order 1955, Essential Commodities Act 1955 relating to food, the Solvent Extracted Oil, De-oiled Meal and Edible Flour Order 1967, the Meat Food Products Orders 1973, the Milk and Milk Products Order 1992, the Edible Oils Packaging Order 1998. Functions of Food Safety and Standard Act. All the food imports will therefore be subject to the provision of the Act and any rules and regulations under the Act. FSSAI has been mandated by FSS Act 2006 for performing the following functions. First is framing of regulations to lay down the standards and guidelines in relation to articles of food and specifying appropriate system of enforcing various standards thus notified, laying down mechanisms and guidelines for accreditation of certification bodies engaged in certification of food safety management system for food businesses, laying down procedure and guidelines for accreditation of laboratories and notification of the accredited laboratories, to provide scientific advice and technical support to the central government and state governments in the matters of framing the policy and rules in areas which are direct or indirect bearing of food safety and nutrition. It collects or collates data regarding food consumption incidence and prevalence of biological risk, contaminants in food and residues of various contaminants in food products, identification of emerging risk and introduction of rapid alert system. Then creating an information network across the country so that the public, consumers, panchayats, etc. receive rapid, reliable and objective information about the food safety and issues of concern. It also provides training or programs for persons who are involved or intend to get involved in food business. It contributes to the development of the international technical standards for food and sanitary and phytosanitary standards. It promotes general awareness about food safety and standards. Food voluntary standard. There are 2 organizations that deals with voluntary standardization and certification systems in the food sector. The Bureau of Indian Standard looks after standardization processed foods and standardization of raw agricultural produce is under the purview of the Directorate of Marketing and Inspection. BIS, basically Bureau of Indian Standards. The activities of BIS are twofold: the formulation of Indian standards in the processed food sector and the implementation of standards through promotion and through voluntary and the third party certification systems. Manufacturers complying with standards laid down by the BIS can obtain an ISI mark that can be exhibited on product packages. BIS has identified certain items like food color additives and vanaspati and containers for packaging food products, milk powder and condensed milk for compulsory certification. Then Directorate of Marketing and Inspection, DMI. The DMI enforces the Agricultural Products Grading and Marketing Act 1937. Under this act, grade standards are prescribed for agricultural and allied commodities. These are known as AgMark standards. Grading under the provisions of this act is voluntary. Manufacturers who comply with standards laid down by DMI are allowed to use AgMark labels on their products. Third one is Management Systems for Quality and Food Safety, that is ISO 9000 Quality Management Systems. The ISO 9000 system is looked at as a system with minimum quality requirements. It builds a baseline system for managing quality. The focus therefore is on designing a total quality management system, one that complies with external standards but includes the specific requirement of industry and integrates elements of competitiveness. Fourth one is Export Act 1963. The Export Inspection Council is responsible for the operation of this act. Under the act, a large number of exportable commodities have been notified for compulsory pre-shipment inspection. Other government regulations. First one is Industrial License. No license is required for setting up a dairy project in India. Only a memorandum has to be submitted to the Secretariat for Industrial Approvals SIA and an acknowledgement is to be obtained. However, certificate of registration was required under the Milk and Milk Products Control Order 1992 earlier, but now from FSSAI. Foreign investment in dairy requires prior approval from the Secretariat of Industrial Approvals, Ministry of Industry, as dairy has not been included in the list of high priority industries. Automatic approval will be given up to 51% foreign investment in higher priority industries. In case of other industries, proposal will be cleared on case-to-case basis. Government may allow 51% without enforcing the old limit of 40% applicable under Foreign Exchange Regulations Act as its discretion. Legal Metrology Act 2009 and Legal Metrology Packaged Commodities Rules 2011. Legal Metrology Act 2009 and Legal Metrology have been passed under Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. It replaces Standards of Weights and Measures Act 1976 and Standards of Weights and Measures with effect from 2011. Fourth one is Foreign Technology Agreements. Foreign technology agreements are freely allowed in high priority industries under the following terms: lump sum payment of rupees 10 million royalty, payment of 5% on domestic sales and 8% as exports, subject to total payment of 8% on sales turnover over a 10-year period from the date of agreement or 7 years from the commencement of production. Foreign technology agreements in dairy also need prior approval. Foreign exchange required for payment of royalty will have to be purchased at market rates. Foreign technicians can be freely hired. Import of capital goods. Import of capital goods is automatically allowed if it is financed through foreign equity. Alternatively, approval is needed from the Secretariat of Industrial Approvals. Sixth one is import of second-hand capital goods. Import of second-hand goods is allowed subject to the following conditions. First one is minimum residual life of 5 years. The equipment should not be more than 7 years old. A certificate from the chartered engineers of the country of origin certifying the age and residual life is to be produced. The dividend balancing. Remittances of dividend should be covered by earning from exports recorded in the years prior to the payment of dividend or in the years of the payment of the dividend. Hope you all are satisfied with the session. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. If you have any query, please mention it in a comment box. I will resolve them whenever we have a live session. Thank you so much for watching this video.